All right, what's up, guys? It's Jimmy here, and the trio, North Korea, China, and Russia, are back at it against the US. Take a look at this. North Korea's Kim Jong-un calls for nuclear attack preparedness on the US. North Korea's state media now claims that more than 1.4 million North Koreans have volunteered to join or re-enlist in their military. 1.4 million North Koreans. Now, I'm not sure how much you realize how many people in a military that is, because that is a lot. Just to give you an idea here, the U.S. Army, which is the oldest branch of the U.S. military, is also the service branch, which with the most personnel. In 2021, there was just under 500,000 active members in the U.S. Army. And if you combine all of our total people in the U.S. Army, we have about 1.39 million people, 1.4 million people in the U.S. In our armies, in the total of all branches here. So this would be equivalent to all of the U.S. Army, North Korea here. So you could see this graph here of the largest armies in the world ranked by active military personnel. The U.S. is actually not the largest people-wise. India is slightly higher, and China is about, I don't know, what is that, 30 or 40% higher with 2 million people in their army. Remember that China has 1.4 billion people in their actual full population in their country. So, yeah. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. Also, North Korea's latest missile attack simulated a nuclear counterattack. This is what they're actively engaged with here on a daily basis. This is what their country is concerned about. This is like their number one priority here on a daily basis. This is literally what they're doing here. Every single day here, it looks like. Shooting off these missiles every day. Every day, this is what they're doing. Yeah. And don't get me wrong here. The US is also over there with South Korea doing joint military drills. So North Korea is taking this personally. They're taking this personally as a serious threat to their country. That's why North Korea is so up in arms about this. I mean, North Korea basically looks at South Korea like they're mortal enemies. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. And I guess, just have to hope and pray that North Korea doesn't take it too personally, that they actually start an attack, because all it really takes is for them to actually go and do it, and then we're into something, World War III or whatever you want to call it. All it literally takes is an action of a madman like the North Korean president Kim Jong-un or the Russian president Putin. I don't think the Chinese president Xi is that far out there militarily. He seems to be pushing more for peace, and they're more concerned about their economy. But they do want to take over Taiwan. They want to bring them back into their union. Don't get me wrong there. But Putin and Kim Jong-un are pretty far out there militarily. I mean, look at Putin. He's literally invading countries one after one. Yeah. Now, we do have new reports here that China shipped assault rifles and body armor to Russia in 2022, according to new reports. Here's the details on this. A new report claims that Chinese companies have sent assault rifles, body armor, and drone parts to Russian entities, which would be Russia, since the war in Ukraine began in 2022. It is unclear if the Russian military is using any of these assault rifles from the reported shipments in Ukraine, which you would think they would be, because why else would they be sending them over there? Drones from one of the Chinese companies connected to the transactions have reportedly been seen on the battlefield in Ukraine. They have received over 1,000 of these, 12 tons body armor. That's a lot. And drone parts from Chinese companies after the war in Ukraine began in early 2022, according to a new report provided by Politico Europe and the customer data aggregator Import Genius in compiling this report. Now, previously, China has said, quote, I would like to reiterate that China always handles the export of military items in a prudent and responsible manner and regulates the export of dual-use articles in accordance with relevant laws and regulations. At the same time, we are consistently opposed to unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdictions with neither basis in international law nor UN Security Council mandate. Now, the US and Biden, are they going to take this very seriously? Because they have warned China about this on more than one occasion. Are they going to let this slide? We'll have to see. I don't think so. And what will come of this? With China already over, Chinese president already over in Russia, are they going to sanction China? Are they going to warn them one last time? Say, all right, we found out about this. You can't do it anymore. This could cause a Cold War between China and the US. Remember that if they shut off imports from China to the US, it would literally cause chaos on our economy and theirs, rightfully so. But if we're no longer able to get goods from China, our shelves would be in chaos and our prices would literally soar. I get that everybody wants things to be made in America, but we're just not ready for that. We've had decades and decades and decades of things made overseas and cheap things made overseas. And with 2/3 of Americans living paycheck to paycheck and American manufacturing just not ready to make millions and hundreds of millions of small items like, household, soap and plastics and, just everyday things that you use. We're just shelves would literally just be bare on all those like little things like soap and handheld items and just like little plastic things you buy on the stores, right? Um, the run on toilet paper would be a small thing compared to what this would be if we literally got in a sanctions war with China and said we're not going to let you import anything. But this could happen if we say to China, don't send any more munitions to Russia, and they lash back and say we're going to do what we want, and it gets into a big thing, and they start sending more, and then we sanction them real hard, and all of a sudden it comes to that, because it could. Because if we start telling China what to do and they don't like it and they do it even more, that's what's going to happen. Because we're just going to basically say, okay, you can't. We're not going to buy anything from you, and you can't send anything. Literally, I mean, you can see that happening. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts on this, because I can already see that happening. China doesn't want that to happen, but they also don't want to be told what to do, just like the US wouldn't want to be told what to do from China. I mean, imagine if China is telling us what to do. What do you think the US would say? Come on, you could say it. We'd be like, no way. Like our instant reaction would be like, do the opposite, right? If China's telling us what to do, a lot of people's instant reaction would be like, do the opposite. It's just like a young kid. You kids. It's like, oh, do the opposite, right? So, but on the other hand, right, you could just do the right thing. But the problem is the right thing. People have different ideas of what the right thing is. The question here is supplying military items to a country who's invading another country, is that the right thing? I'll let me know, or let our audience know in the comments what you think. Yeah, so, and if you appreciate these videos, don't forget to hit the like button for us. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. YouTube is suppressing our videos when we tell the truth here on a lot of these matters. So thank you for liking and sharing these videos. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new videos. The best way is to click the bell icon after you subscribe so you get notified. And new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. So if you don't see our videos, or if you're not seeing them, just come on YouTube at those times and search for It's Jimmy in the search bar, and just go to my channel and click on videos and you'll see the newest videos. Yeah. Here's some videos you should watch next. Here's a video about NATO putting up to 300,000 new troops on the border of Russia. Yeah, things are getting real. And is the Fed causing millions of people to lose their jobs? Click on this video. And thanks, guys. I will see you in the next video.